Poem 12, Blessed is the person who endures testing. James 1 verses 12 to 15, Blessed is the person who endures testing, because when he is approved he will receive the crown of life that he has promised to those who love him. No one who is being tempted should say, I am being tempted by God, for God cannot be tempted by evil, and he himself tempts no one. But each one is tempted when he is dragged away and enticed by his own desires. Then desire, after it has conceived, gives birth to sin, and sin, when it is brought to completion, gives birth to death. As the scriptures remind us, life is full of tests and trials. Through these tests, we are blessed with the opportunity to prove our love of God and receive the crown of life that he has promised us. James 1 verses 12 to 15 speaks of the importance of enduring these tests and the consequences of succumbing to temptation. In this poem, we will explore the challenge of standing firm in faith and the rewards for doing so. Self-reflection: do you blame God for your sufferings and temptations? Do you have a desire that will bring about sin, and eventually death? Do you think God will test you by evil, and cause you to sin? Do you accept your temptations with joy and strive to win it? Tempted we may be, and sorely tested. But God is not the one inducing this. Rather, it's our own inclinations that draw us to our own demise. When our desires we cannot contain, and we stray from the straight and narrow, we find that we have caused our own pain. And from God's love we have to borrow. God will not tempt us to do wrong. He gives us life and a faithful embrace. But it is us who must be strong to keep our faith and win the race. If we can endure the tests of life and continue to love and obey, God will grant us the crown of life for those who choose him every day. Blessed is the person who endures testing, for in the fire their faith is refined. Like precious gold, they come out shining. Their heart and soul, now pure and aligned. The trials may be hard, the road may be long. But through it all, they hold on to hope. For they know that in the end, they'll receive a crown of life to cope. They stand on the promises of God. Their anchor secure in Christ alone. They trust in his unfailing love. And in his mercy, they have grown. Blessed are those who've been tested. For they know the power of his grace. They've seen his hand at work in their lives. And they can testify to his embrace. So let us not fear the trials we face. For in them, we'll find our greatest gain. Blessed is the person who endures testing. For in Christ, they will forever reign. He will not let you be tempted for too long. He promises the crown of life to those who love him. Take the strength and courage that comes from above. When God says it's time, he will take away your struggles and fears. For he will not be tempted by evil, and he will not cause you to sin. He will give you strength to stand when you are facing temptation. He will be there to help you through the trials and tribulation. When the temptation comes, and you are faced with sin, remember God is there to help you begin again. For God can never be tempted by evil, nor does he ever lead anyone astray. But you must choose what is right, and avoid wrong through the night and day. When your desires entice you, don't give in to the view. Resist and be strong, and God will grant you a crown of life. He will honor and bless you. Don't blame God for your own undoing, it's all on you, your own desiring. Your own desires will bring about sin, and that gives birth to death's beginning. It's a long, hard road, filled with trial and toil. But if you endure, you will find the crown of life and your reward in the soil. Key points: the poem is a beautiful reminder of God's promises. It speaks of the strength of faith in the face of temptation and of the power of love to keep us on the path of righteousness. The words of this poem encourage us to remain steadfast in our faith and to never give in to temptation. We are reminded that when we endure testing, we will receive the crown of life that God has promised to those who love Him. The conclusion of this poem is that although temptation may be present in our lives, we should not despair. Instead, we should remember God's promises and His love for us, and continue to place our trust in Him.